Buffalo. Colorado had 9 goals.
Right.
Montreal had 9 shots.
Right. It's impossible to believe. All right, to the NFL. Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer said he's not sure if George Pickens will participate in voluntary workouts this offseason, although the receiver has signed his franchise tag tender. Schotty saying as of right now, they've not had any conversations about trading Pickens and look forward to his growth this year. Listen.
I just think where he can continue to go and grow is scary because what he did last year was amazing. And where you watch the film and you see it, you're just kind of like, whoa. Like, it's different. Super Bowl 61, February 14th, 2027, and that's where we plan on being. And that's a tall task, and we have to clean up a number of things that we need to improve on from last year, and that starts with protecting the football and taking it away and things like that nature. But it was proven this year by both Seattle and New England that if you didn't qualify for the playoffs, the previous year, it doesn't mean you can't get to the big game.
I love it.
Listen,
I love it too.
Calling his shot.
That's right.
If you will. And he's not afraid to talk about the Super Bowl right now and everything else. And the last piece of this had to fall into place, which is George Pickens signing that tender, which he did. And Mike T, you're going to tell us that the timing of it suggests he intends to play for the Cowboys this season.
Absolutely, Greeny. It was reported initially that he had signed before the draft, which would lead us to think, okay, maybe he's going to get traded some point before round 1. Do a deal and go to Team X, and then Dallas would take that draft capital and presumably sign a receiver. The fact that he signed it after the draft tells me he is 100% there for the year. It just wouldn't make sense for the way the Dallas Cowboys are built to trade George Pickens after the draft, knowing there's really not a lot of receiver options out there, which is great news for the Cowboys. It's better news, Greeny, from the standpoint now he has to be at mandatory minicamp, he has to be at training camp, which gives him and the Cawboys the best chance to be successful for the season.
You were making the point this morning, Dan. We've not yet heard from him. At some point, we will. But that does seem, you sort of add 2 and 2 together. It seems like that's the way it's going.
Actions speak louder than words. He signs the tag. Like the Cowboys come out and say we're not going to negotiate a long-term deal with him. The Cowboys believe the franchise tag is the correct way to go with George Pickens this season. And you hear it in what Brian Schottenheimer is saying, talking about how much better he can still get. That's kind of their pitch to Pickens, like, hey, do it again, and maybe even more, and then you'll really cash in, whether it's with us or somebody else, But I think that's what they're saying. Like, it was one great year. Let's see it again, and then we'll talk.
I hope that that's the way he sees it if I'm a Cowboy fan, because the reality is that's the right way to approach this. I can't criticize the Cowboys for their approach on this at all, considering the history. So now you sit back and you look at it, D. Wood, and you've got the head coach, and you know him well. He was your OC with the Jets, talking Super Bowl talk in early May. How do you feel about it?
I love it, man. Like, listen, I've had it from both sides of the coin. I've had it where, the process, you don't want to get ahead of it. And I've had coaches say, hell, let's talk about it now. Let's lay out all the expectations right now. Both sides at work. Schotty's very confident. They got a really good roster. We all know the things that they need to work on, stopping the run and all that. But listen, at the end of the day, Greeny, it's about big-time players doing big-time things. That's what it's all about with the Dallas Cowboys. We can go on and on about all these other stuff, but it's the Dak Prescotts, the C.D. Lambs, the George Pickens, the Quentin Williams, all of those guys. They got to come up money if the Dallas Cowboys want to be playing in Los Angeles.
Yeah, a couple years ago, they make the playoffs. They lose that home game to Green Bay right in the first round. A major letdown for a team that had high hopes. So with the Cowboys, if we're assuming the roster is good enough to get them back to the playoffs, then it's the same old question. Can Dak Prescott and this group elevate beyond where they've been, which is they haven't been to a conference championship game in 30 years?
If they're going to, it's the defense that's going to have to get a lot better. And if there's one person that is an addition to that defense that you think makes the biggest difference, who is that person?
Caleb Downs. We talked a lot pre-draft about his versatility, how smart he is. But Dallas last year gave up 72 plays of 20 yards or more, which was the 4th most in the league. If he just cuts that in half, the amount of yardage and the amount of big plays he'll prevent, because he's an outstanding tackler.
Okay. Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I see Alan Williams in the house. I see Holly Pierce. What's up, Holly?
I see the lovely Lady Libra double dipping on both channels. Appreciate you so much. Kid Cowboy in the house. Jeremy's in the house. What's going on? We've got SH1, the real homie. Damn. We got Chris May in the house. What's going on? Welcome, everybody. I know it's the off season now. Things are kind of slowing down a little bit. We've had rookie mini camp, so to speak, and we're just doing OTAs. Not a lot to talk about, but we're recapping what happened at the draft. And before we get into that, let's say shout out to Cooper Beebe. Cooper Beebe, who got married this weekend. Shout out to Cooper Beebe. Welcome to the married club, okay? And get ready for the honeydew list, bro. But the thing that I tell you that was great about it, his dad, Tom Beebe, met him. He's a great, great guy. He actually interviewed him on the channel. I need to actually reach back out to him again and talk to him some more now that he's got a daughter-in-law. But here's what was great about Cooper Beebe getting married this past weekend. His whole offensive line were there, including his tight end. They were there supporting their buddy. That, my friends, is a team right there. And not only that, at the wedding itself, let me see. Let me pull the picture up over here for you because I love this. If I can get a hold of it, jeez. There we go. Here we go. Check this out. Check it out. Look at that. That's his quarterback back there, okay? That's his offensive line there. That is what you want to see. That, my friends, is a team. That is a team. And I'm going to tell you what that actually reminded me of. One of the reasons why I started doing originally post on Facebook, okay? Joe Boo's Sports Report originally started as Joe Boo's, Cowboy Joe Boo on Facebook before I knew anything about YouTube other than my daughter was, I'm going to do YouTube and move to California. I'm like, yeah, right. But I started out on Facebook posting on there because I was privileged because not only do I have an incredible wife, and I mean the lovely and talented Miss Tracy. I fell in love with her back in college. Took me about 20 years to wear her down, but I did it. We were at the Pro Bowl in 2015 for the 2014 season. It was in Arizona. And the Super Bowl was in Arizona, and the Pro Bowl was also there the week before. And the Pro Bowl, they had a volunteer event. Pro Bowl players from the Dallas Cowboys, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Jason Witten, Tony Romo, and DeMarco Murray, I think. I took this picture right here. Oh, my God. I took this picture there. Okay? What was crazy was the fact that I was there at this event, and the Cowboys were walking in formation. You had DeMarco Murray walking 2 steps behind Tony Romo. You had Jason Witten over here. You ended up having Zach Martin right here, Travis Frederick, and Tyron Smith. Oh, and LP Lassman, our snapper was there too. They were literally walking in formation. And that team right there, the catch, no catch away from being able to make it to the NFC Championship game, that was a team right there. And seeing Cooper Beebe at his wedding with literally them in formation on the biggest day. You see the cheesy grin right there. He's like, yeah, I can't wait to get to the honeymoon. I know that's what Cooper Beebe's thinking. I can't wait to get to the honeymoon. But all of his guys right there. And you know what's even better about all this? Is every single one of those guys are healthy right now. There's nobody with the soft cast on, nobody with the arm in the sling. Those guys right now are in shape and healthy. I couldn't be any more excited. Now, I want to say I got a call from Rob A today, okay? Rob A literally read me the riot act because I kind of went after Rob A. Shout out to Lloyd. Lloyd has got the Next Level Sports Lounge, and he is doing great things. And I'm going to be honest with you. Starting a YouTube channel, especially now, because when I started YouTube, the Dallas Cowboys didn't even have a YouTube channel, as crazy as that is. Most of the talking heads would look down on, oh, you do YouTube? Pfft. 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 Get away from me. Get away from me. It was Vash Lombardi. It was still Shango. It was Nothing But the Best. Of course, Cop Pizzle was there, and a few others that were there. But for the most part, you didn't see. You the room was quiet. You could kind of go, hello, 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 hello. It's Cowboys YouTube. Even Mike Fisher wasn't even on here. Now, today, everybody is there. You can't help but come across Cowboys, content 24/7. So starting a channel and getting traction is difficult. It is very, very difficult. So shout out to Lloyd, what he does. But what I hear is, as much as I wish I had more time to watch and enjoy, all of these great channels and stuff, I don't. But Holly was letting me know, Rob is kind of butthurt about your takes. That Eagle fans get upset. And I actually take that as a compliment, because that means what I say matters to you guys. Yeah. Because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't bother you. You wouldn't be talking about me when not even on my show. You're talking about me on somebody else's program. Then that means, damn it, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job because I'm getting on your nerves. But the Cowboys, I think the problem is the Cowboys seemingly are doing things correctly, and I think it's making some people nervous. I don't know where this season is going to go. I don't. But I'm going to tell you that there doesn't seem to be any drama with the Dallas Cowboys unless you watch ESPN. If you just dropped from Mars and came here and watched ESPN, you'd say, oh my God, the Dallas Cowboys, they are so dysfunctional. This guy, George Pickens, man, is he on the FBI's top 10 wanted list? He must be really, really bad. And I want to remind you, this is one of those things we heard just before the draft from the jackass Adam Schefter. Actually, I wish we could hear more of that from Adam Schefter. What happened to the sound? Hold up.
Right now, nowhere with George. They're nowhere with George Pickens.
They're
right now.
Nowhere with George Pickens. Nowhere.
George Pickens. They are not really talking about an extension. They're not close to an extension. They're not getting a deal done at this point in time. He's on the franchise tag. That situation is just sitting out there. And the Cowboys are said to really like Jordan Tyson. So it's just one more subplot in a draft filled with them entering Thursday night. They're nowhere with George Pickens right now. No.
I'm actually looking at something because I want to know something here. How much does Adam Schefter make? I'm curious. How much money does Adam Schefter make? You got to be shitting me. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Adam Schefter makes $10 million a year. Adam Schefter makes $10 million a year. Wow. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not trying to be a hater. But they pay him $10 million a year for bullshit? There was nothing in there in this statement that said the Cowboys were getting rid of George Pickens. Nothing. And I dare ask, and if somebody can find it, Sugar Daddy Williams, Vince in the house, what's up? How's everybody doing? If somebody can find me some major event that Adam Schefter broke, that was actually right, that he was the one that broke it. Because I can't think of anything. Please, in the comments, if you can think of something that Adam Schefter has broken that you say, oh my God, Adam Schefter, he got this shit. Oh my God. Wow, Adam Schefter. I can't think of a single thing. I'm going to have to look that up. Derek J in the house. What's up, Derek? So here's the real lowdown with George Pickens. And I'm going to say I am sick and tired of everybody talking about George Pickens like he is on the most wanted list, that he's a gangster. You would think that this was Aaron Hernandez. He's temperamental. You got to worry about George Pickens. While we currently have Stephon Diggs in court being sued by his chef. I guess she was serving up some extra desserts for not paying her and strangling her, allegedly. When I look up Stephon Diggs, I see what team will Stephon Diggs be playing for. But I don't see anybody saying that, oh my God, Stephon Diggs temperamental. Even though he was temperamental in Minnesota to get his ass out of there and in Buffalo. Does anybody... Look, George Pickens is a ticking time bomb or time nom. Is that bomb? I see NOM. Time bomb. I don't think so. I don't think, you know what? I got known as Crazy Mark in college for one thing I did. One thing. He's Crazy Mark. But I wasn't crazy all the time. I was just one time. And then I grew out of it. But when I see DK Metcalf punching a lady, how about Tyreek Hill strangling a guy on a dock and 5 baby mamas in 1 year while being married? I can't find anything on George Pickens other than, he checked out because his quarterback was ass and they couldn't get him the ball. Showed up late. Hell, I'm late sometimes. Please stop referring to George Pickens temperamental, okay? Now, here's what we found out after the fact. And Adam Schefter hasn't actually talked about it at all. But what the Cowboys did was they put the non-exclusive tag on him. Anybody could have tried to make a deal with George Pickens and given the Cowboys at max 2 first-round picks. Maybe you negotiate something a little lower in compensation. But nobody stepped up to the plate. David Mulligetta spent time going around and talking to teams. Hey, I am the agent for George Pickens. We can work out a deal if the price is right. And David Mulligetta, he knows a lot of people. Son of John, what's up, man? Welcome back, man. I hope you're feeling better today. Couldn't find a deal that would knock George Pickens off his socks, or anybody that was willing to trade up compensation for him. And so as they're looking at this, it's like, David, George, we got $27.3 million for you right now. You've done an incredible job for us this year. We need to see more. We want to see more. We want to see you do this for another year and play lights out, and then we'll truly believe. David Mulligetta, George Pickens, we ain't got any other choice right now. George, nobody else is stepping up to the plate to offer more money than that. You like Dak, right? You like the offense? You like being in Dallas as opposed to Pittsburgh? Nothing. And look, I already got enough Steeler fans pissed at me. I enjoyed my time in Pittsburgh. I enjoyed going to Panami Brothers and stuff, okay? Although we just went and checked out Twin Peaks. I guess that's what most people do. They go to Twin Peaks just to check it out. We enjoyed going in there, okay? There was the church we kept going past with the cemetery that was on the hill. Beautiful. Took pictures of it and shared it with people and things. Loved seeing the stadium and the rivers and all that, but I'm 60 years old. I'm not sure that there's all of the things that a young man with a lot of money wants to indulge in Pittsburgh. I'm just saying. They may want to have a little nightlife other than going bowling. And he may look at this and say, I kind of like it here in Dallas. I got my bro, CeeDee Lamb, and I got Dak who can get me the ball all over the field. Life is not bad. And what David Mulligetta said is, listen, you got to be Saint George. That's who you got to be. And if you do, bro, the sky's the limit. You come up with 12, 13, 1,400 yards this season, everybody's going to step up to the plate if the Cowboys let them have that opportunity. And that's kind of what I've been saying all along. This bullshit that you got from Adam Schefter, who's making $10 million a year, I can't understand how he's getting $10 million a year. That's crazy. Pickens doesn't mind not going to the playoffs. Okay, well, maybe not. I don't know. But he probably looked at this as they got a new coach last year. They're starting all over. This is a young team. Kid Cowboys. Okay? Give them a little time. Give them a little time. So I want to have a little fun here because this I thought was really good with our rookies, okay? This was Rookies Meme Day with the Cowboys. And what it was is each one of our rookies had to become a meme. Let's go to the tape. Sydney got it down pat. Devin Moore, you got some work.
Dante do his shit like.
You have to strike that. Nah, Dominique needs some more work. Thanks, and you got it. Oh, damn. Overton. Okay. All right. So we had some fun here with the guys. Okay. New head coach, but he's been there for a minute. But see, it was his first time being a head coach. And, you can't look at what you can actually look at and say, that offense was doing some good things. You put that offense on most teams, they've been in the playoffs and maybe deep in the playoffs, okay? But you're not with the worst defensive football. Let's be clear here. That was the miscalculation by the Cowboys. They ended up being smart because they said, okay, let's keep Brian Schottenheimer here, who knows Dak Prescott. He knows CeeDee Lamb. He knows the offense. He's been doing it for 20 years. And we won't change a whole lot of things, and we can hit the ground running. Defense, well, we need to start all over. And we're just going to get new coaches, and we're going to keep pretty much the toaster leavings that we had left over. And that was the miscalculation. This year, I think they've actually got it right. And I'm going to say that our fears, we had fears of what happens when Jerry Jones goes? Or some people were excited. What happens when Jerry Jones goes? And what a lot of people would say is, yeah, we got Stephen Jones, though. Stephen Jones, a.k.a. Catboy, son of John, laughing like crazy. Because it's about the time that you start wondering, especially if they don't go to the NFC Championship game. Well, you know what? I'm going to lose my thoughts here, but let me interject here for something for a second. Things kind of go through cycles. I like to play blackjack. Okay, at least before I started seeing like $25 tables and stuff. That's the lowest ones. I was like, shame, betting $25. But how when you go play blackjack, if you do play blackjack, you have times that it doesn't matter what table that you're on, and so on. You just get into a streak where you just keep busting. And the dealer just keeps hitting. Every time their face card's a 10 or an ace, and you're just like, geez, I can't get a break here. Then all of a sudden, you get on a streak. Okay? It's like the law of averages. Things balance out. For a while, you're losing a lot. Then all of a sudden, you just start hitting. You're just getting the good cards and things. It goes through a cycle. And you're winning and winning and winning, and then all of a sudden, it goes back to the other cycle. Here's what I think is actually happening right now. The Eagles, for a while there, Howie Roseman was on that blackjack hot streak. That he could do no wrong. That the moves he was making were working out. You don't end up getting that many hits from big free agents like he did. But what you're noticing is, I don't know if he's getting high on his supply and believing that he can't make mistakes, and that it doesn't that no player is bigger than Howie Roseman. Because now you're kind of seeing, Jordan Phillips. You gave up a third-round pick for Jordan Phillips. Now I don't have room to talk because we gave up a fourth round for Jonathan Mingo. We gave up a fourth round for what's his name? Trey Lance, Trigger Trey, Ray, the comedian, Trigger Trey. He triggers me every time I saw him on the field. We gave up fourth round picks for those, so I can't literally talk too much about that. But you think about them giving up a third round pick, and then Jaden Phillips walks, and then they make a trade for another guy this year to replace him. And you could look at, this goes back to when they traded for like Robert Quinn. And Robert Quinn, coming off an 18-game, sack season, got one with the Eagles. And so you're starting to begin to see some things that are misses and miscalculations. They went through, they paid everybody early on their offensive line. And with the tush push, it seems to be that offensive line is kind of, oh shit, not so good anymore. And so now you're kind of seeing, are there chinks in the armor? Is the cycle where everything was coming up roses or blackjack for Howie, and now he's beginning to start to bust a little bit? And on the flip side, the Cowboys, I think, are beginning to get on a little bit of a hot streak. And it seems to be there's a sense of urgency. And Catboy seems to be the one who's leading this shit. Now, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't the same Cap boy that we had before, Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones, who has always been that guy who, he was doing his homework on the way to school on the bus. You don't act like he wasn't. He was that last minute mother humper doing his homework. We waited to do everything. Contracts, well, we can do those when we get to training camp. It's the summertime. I'm not worried about doing contracts now. We'll just wait and get it done. We'll see what the market is out there. We'll just match that up. Instead of actually investigating other players outside of the organization, we just say, hey, we believe in our own guys. We don't want to overpay guys. Now, he's still a cheapskate. I'm not going to lie to you and say that he's not. He's still a cheapskate. But be clear here, I don't know if he's worried about his dad passing and he wants him to see another Super Bowl before it. But the trades that happened between the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Dolphins, he was the point man on all this stuff. And for the Cowboys to hire Christian Parker, young up-and-coming coach, who everybody but Eagle fans, and have you noticed something with Eagle fans? I noticed this. I said this with, this is where Rob A. got pissed off at me. Yeah, I mentioned your name again, Rob A. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I mentioned you because you're the only one we see. Most of the Eagle fans are in hiding right now. But I think they're getting worried about the Cowboys because the Cowboys seemingly are getting some things done. And typically, Stephen Jones, the guy that says, I don't want to pay Dion and threw his dad against the locker, is now getting a sense of urgency. Kiwana, how are you doing? Welcome. It is real homie. It is a quarterback-driven league, but a quarterback can't do it on his own. If it was, then you'd see Josh Allen winning Super Bowls. You'd see Aaron Rodgers winning more than one. It is quarterback. Yes, you have to have a quarterback, but you got to have some people to go with them. That's a fact. And if you have a good enough team, even Sam Darnold can win a Super Bowl. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. But check this. This morning I did several clips. I did several clips this morning that were put out there about the Cowboys trading. Let's go to one of these because I love these. I absolutely love these.
Well, the first thing we'll find out if Miami wants Downs.
But they might like to pick more than Downs.
That might, but if they don't like Downs,
the question is, what would you give to go one spot? It's 50 on the chart, which is a fifth.
Well, I would if I thought Miami was going to take Downs and we want Downs. Now, I'd get serious about some points, but
you could give 2/5.
But if I'm Miami, why doesn't Miami sitting there with us? We've had as much written about us and Downs as anybody there is in this draft. We knew it was a long shot if we stayed at 12. He certainly was one of 4 players that we had that we were ready to put some ammo to go up to get.
Hey, Kyle, this is Stephen Jones.
Hey, Stephen, how are you, man?
Right here in Dallas, one behind you. Wondering, are y'all going to pick away, or would you be interested?
What are you guys looking?
Oh, we'd probably throw in our 5th plus something. Go one spot.
5 plus. No, we're gonna stay.
Okay.
We're gonna pick. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
No good.
Miami is using all of its time here.
I really didn't think that Miami in this particular case was going to draft him. But I didn't doubt a minute that somebody else would come over and trade Miami out of that spot and get him right out from under us. It wasn't a hard decision to go ahead and up the ante and make sure we had him.
The league in general, had that feeling that, the draft wasn't that deep in blue chip type, especially defensive players. So, we just decided to pull the trigger there and send the 2 5s.
Hold on, here, Steve. They'll move back one spot.
You'll move back one spot for a 5? Yeah. No, we do 177, 180 if it's 2 5s. Okay, we got it. Trade in. Hold on, guys. Please be quiet.
Look, Stephen Jones telling people to be quiet.
Hey, this is Steven.
Hey, Steven.
We're giving them our pick, number 12, and we're giving them 177, 180. Miami.
Okay, yep.
Are we good?
Yes.
Turn it in.
We have the deal.
Okay.
We're on the clock.
We're on the clock.
Plenty of time.
They're turning it in. We got 10 seconds, 2 seconds.
Then it's us on the clock.
Then it's us
on the clock.
Better hurry up and get it in.
Dallas has submitted its pick. Miami is on the clock.
Caleb Downs.
Hello?
Caleb. Hey, baby, I got somebody who wants to talk to you. Caleb. Hey, Caleb. Hey, Caleb, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Caleb,
sir.
this is Jerry Jones. You're a Cowboy.
All right. So what transpired even before that was Caleb Downs was their guy. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. That was the guy that they truly wanted from Christian Parker, who was like, that's the guy I want. For 2 weeks, every day, he was texting Will McClay about Malachi Lawrence and Caleb Downs. Those were the guys that your defensive coordinator said, I got to have. Pamela Savage, welcome. I mean, dude hasn't killed us anywhere since he got paid. Who are we talking about there? Real homie? Well, I can clearly see who the shit-talking, no real knowledge of football person is in the chat is tonight. Jeremy, who are we talking about? Okay, so shout out to son of John. John, who's recovering from colon cancer. Shout out to him. Hope everything is going well, and I'm happy to see you back in here. I think Steven is the son of Jerry, and that Jerry has always protected, and now Steven is finally getting mature to have to ask himself, what is the greatest thing I can do to make my father proud? That is one hellacious post right there. To not only try and say, I want us to win one so my dad can taste another one before he checks out, but also to say, Dad, look what I did. Everything's going to be okay when you're not here. That's a great point. Shout out to you, son of John. Now, here's the thing. Here's my question right now. I know it seems to be that the Cowboys are okay with George Pickens playing on the franchise tag, right? I, for one, have enjoyed seeing us get Malachi Lawrence, seeing us get guys like Devin Moore, in the 4th round, seeing us get Caleb Downs, and that's right, I finally got his name right. Okay, so haters, stop sending me the hate mail. I'm very happy about getting Rashawn Gary, especially since Rashawn Gary's cap number is only $5.7 million. I love that. I love that we've made moves to go ahead and fill out the roster with good players. I'm excited that we don't have a holdout that'll happen in training camp. I'm happy that we've got more of our guys staying that were key than are actually leaving the building. I'm excited to see guys like Tyler Booker going into his second year where he was healthy the first year and now has gotten his man body on and some skills behind him. But I need more. I need the Eagles wetting the bed right now thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. I need them to be scared. Holly's back again. Holly's back. So tell a friend. What I need is, here's where it's kind of cool. And this is where Catboy is no longer doing his homework on the bus. He might be doing it on the way home from school after he just got it. The fact that we've got, and I don't think we've got Malachi signed just yet, But we have all of our rookies, other than that, signed. And we're only on May 4th. And as we sit here today, right now, after getting Rashad Gary, after franchise tagging George Pickens, after holding on to Brandon Aubrey, after getting a new contract for Javonte Williams and holding on to him, right? After getting all of our rookies signed, at the moment we have $8.1 million. Not a whole lot of money, but there's still ways the Cowboys can get money. They still have not done anything with Quentin Williams' contract. And you don't give up a first and a second for a guy and not think about him being around for a couple of years. So that contract should be incoming. He's currently with a cap number of $21 million. You could just restructure it. And let me look at the restructure number. Hold on. You can restructure his contract and get $14.5 million. You can give him an extension and do the same. So if you take 14 and 8, that gives you 22, 23, because he's 14.5, you could say, roughly. And if you decided, you know what, we've seen enough of George Pickens to say, maybe we go ahead and get George Pickens a deal. That could be about 18, 19 million more. Cowboys could have about $45 million of cap space. Trade for Max Crosby. There you go. We still have questions on who's going to be the green dot. Yeah, Dak wouldn't get a penny. Bro. Dak don't need pennies, bro. Dak is okay. I can attest to that. Dak is doing fine. Yes, for everything that there is, I got this, and I'm going to kick cancer. I'm going through chemotherapy for about 6 months, and it will be done. There you go. My brother probably about 10 years ago, same thing. He went through chemo for colon cancer. And I'm happy to report he's doing great still today, 10 years later. So definitely. Lady Libra, Dak doesn't play defense. Dak is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Jerry Jones pays Dak because he famed it. I'd rather trade for Brooks. There you go. I'm just pointing out that the Cowboys have seemingly done a whole lot of work, but still have money that they could still use. And as much as I say, Cowboys got a good chance. Pack Attack in the house. My Cowboy buddy wants me to bet dinner at a fancy restaurant. Packers versus Cowboys. Should I accept? Of course you should. As long as you're going together. As long as you're going together, because I want you to understand something. And I think this is a real statement here, okay? Because some people take, when I throw a dig at the Eagles or the Giants or the Commanders, they take it as you hate them. No, I don't hate them. Look, Philly 500 and I have been for probably 8-9 years. I will say Cop Pizzle made me and Philly 500 friends, because Cop Pizzle came out with a video that said there's YouTubers out there that are overrated. And he went on and attacked me and Philly 500. And so the two of us got in contact with each other, and we're like, who the hell is this guy Cop Pizzle, and why is he shitting on us? He shit on us. Philly, he shit on us. And that's when him and I became friends. Like, what the fuck is going on with this dude, man? Why is he shit? I don't even know. Nobody cares about the Giants. It's about the Cowboys and Eagles. And that's what started our friendship. And when Philly 500 cried, yes, he did, Stop lying and saying he didn't. We all know he cried. Look, he cried, people.
No, I mean, that makes no sense. Like, what? Why? A USC small receiver. I don't get this. I don't even get that.
Those are real tears there. Okay. I'm talking to him on the phone. He's like, you got me. He's like, you got me. He's like, I got to get you back. Damn it, I got to get you back. It's not about hate. The Eagles, y'all have been great. You've been a great team. Now it's our turn. And if it is, it's our turn to talk the shit and to troll your ass. And if it's not, well, then we just get trolled. Jobo, do you think Dallas would have gotten downs if we hadn't hired Christian Parker? I don't know that we would have. I'm not sure. I know that Christian Parker was instrumental in making sure that that's the guy that he wanted. Now, I'm sure the Cowboys would recognize talent and would have definitely been looking that direction, but I don't know if that would have been the spot that they were looking in. But I'm glad that he's here, and I hope and pray that everybody was right about him. And I just hope it was. And I couldn't be prouder of the offseason that we've had. I've seen so many bad ones. Thank God you didn't get Nakobe. Yeah, well, Nakobe Dean, that's one of those ones that he is a good player. Don't get it wrong. Nakobe is a great player. His problem is he's got a little propensity of getting injured. And so that's the thing you have to worry about with him is, is he going to play 17 games or is he going to play 9? And you start looking at the amount of money that teams are paying people. I'm sorry, Jordan Phillips for $30 million. Eagles, I can't blame you for not paying him on that one. AKA Pam Savage, I truly believe it was all the prayers. She is only 9 years old. What did I miss there, Pamela? Mark, then don't blame Jerry this season. But you know what? Here's the thing I'm going to say, 49er fan family. The Cowboys have been in a rut for a long time. And I'm not sure that 1 year is enough to turn it around. When you start looking at the age of this roster, they haven't come out with the list just yet. But when you start looking at the Cowboys were one of the younger teams last year with shit for brains coaches on defense. Now we've got a younger coaching staff that doesn't have experience, working together until this year with a lot of new players. And I'm not sure that 1 year is enough to turn this whole thing around. I think that you might need, I would say, next year would be the year that you really want to circle the calendar. Oh, Rob is a good dude. Listen, here's where it's kind of crazy because Rob called me. He got my number from Game Time a couple months back. He called me. I never locked in his number. And I'd been getting these text messages, in fact, from time to time, that were kind of like, let me see if I can find them. I didn't know who it was. Because they were like diatribe ones. Why do you leave it right there? I wanted to hear what Steven had to say. Drop some truth on you delusional Cowboy fans. Glad you got home safe. Pickens making so much more money than he's ever made. $27 million, 3 times more than is the stupidest take ever. If that poor kid goes out and blows his knee, he will live with regret and risk his career knowing that dumbass, cheap-ass GM owner should have paid the kid. And I was like, okay, I don't know who this is that's sending me these texts. And then I get this phone call today, and it's from out west, and I don't recognize the name. And so I'm thinking this is one of the spammers. And see, here's what you do with the spammers, okay? Don't say anything for the first 10 seconds. Because what happens is if you say hello, you'll get sometimes a click. And what it is they know this is an active number, and then you're going to start getting spammed. So you wait like 10, 12 seconds, and if they don't get a response, usually they'll hang up. And I waited my 12 seconds. I said, hello? I said, Mark, this is Rob A. And it's like, oh, okay. I thought you were a spammer. Now that I picked up the phone and I'm hearing you, I know you're a spammer. So understand that's what it is. Oh, one other thing too. There's another thing out there that's saying if you get a spam call, push 9, and that will stop them from doing. No, it won't. It'll let them know that this is an active line, and they're going to spam you even more. Okay? Trust and believe that. And if you get a text message that says, oh, we can get you a loan, and how much money do you need? $300,000 and all that. Press 9 to get off the list. Don't press 9. They're going to know that you're an active line, and you're going to get spammed. Okay. Yeah, and see, Alan, I get them. I get the spam. Here's what happens. I accidentally, because now they've got ones that'll look like your area code, and you answer it, and you say hello. It's like, oh fuck, and you get click. Then I immediately start getting these text messages about loans, or I get other phone calls, and this is Valerie from such and such, and we have your loan today. How much money would you like? And I get like 20 of these same calls, and it's all exactly the same. It's like, that's some AI calls. It's fucking AI. So be careful when you answer the phone, because it might be a spammer, or it might be an Eagle fan that's pissed off at you. Okay, just telling you. Okay. I feel excited about this team. And people don't like that. They want you to constantly feel like shit. And so when I was saying that I'm excited about Christian Parker as the head coach because of his pedigree, working, with so many different great defensive minds, working with Vic Fangio and stuff, that he's got experience and he seems to be a guy who is headed in the right direction. So I'm excited about him. Rob A's take on it was, then you can't turn around and poo-poo Sean Minnitt. Well, technically you're right. They're both rookie coordinators. But I'm not sure they're the same. Sean Minnitt, what was he? Been coaching for a year and a half? In what, Cincinnati? How good were they last year of an offense? May the 4th be with you too, Loyal. Shout out to you. I'm just saying, I look at it and say, Christian Parker's resume looks a lot better than Sean Minnitt's. Just saying. But time will tell if who's right and who's wrong. I honestly believe that the Eagles, when they get rid of A.J. Brown, and we've been that road too, where you've had a great receiver who seemingly is kind of a distraction, and that's Amari Cooper. When we got rid of Amari Cooper, who checked out sometimes in games, who didn't want to take his shot and everything else, and went against the Cowboys organization, so they sent him to Cleveland, which is like Siberia. It took us 3 years to find George Pickens, somebody who was capable of actually replacing him. Now, the Eagles think, oh, Lemon, Oh, yeah. Oh, Lemon. He's the guy. We're in a better place now. Well, maybe. But he's still a rookie wide receiver. I don't know that a rookie's going to come out first year, a slot receiver who's going to come out and get you A.J. Brown numbers. A.J. Brown is the big body possession receiver who seemingly can get a lot of catches from passes that were behind. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that I look at the Eagles and say, they're not as good as they were 2 years ago. They're still really good, but I think they are going down. Mark, the NFC beast is back. Well, Jesse, I'll wait and see on that one, Jesse. You got a new coach there, buddy. Harbaugh, he's experienced, but he's got some shit to deal with there in New York. Thomas Garrett, what's up? Cleveland, a.k.a. NFL Siberia. You got that right. Hey, Mark, what do you have planned for the woman on Mother's Day coming up? Well, my mom, Mother's Day 2 years ago, I gave her a lime tree, but I didn't know it was like this variegated lime it's two colors, and it's like the size of a grapefruit. And my mom, this lime has been growing on her tree that she has indoors seemingly for like a year and a half, and it's like huge. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get her another lime tree. I found a nursery that has these dwarf ones that have like, look like it's got 40 limes and stuff on it, so I'm going to get her that. I'm not sure what I'm getting for Miss Tracy just yet, but I think I'm going to definitely pay for a massage for her because she loves to get massages, and find a really cool plant and cook a nice dinner for her for Mother's Day. Very scared about Bland going into the season. Deron Bland might be the weakest link on our defense there right now, which would be a good thing. And I'm with you. And I think the Cowboys are worried about that too, which is the reason why they did not restructure his contract, because they could have restructured his contract and got about $9 million. But I think they're looking at that and saying, nah, we might be having him short on the roster. Just saying. Caleb Downs was a tier pick. Chris May, Parker system, the cleaner, the smarter, least predictable defense Dallas has had since early Quinn. Watch, don't mean we will be that, but that's what is coming. Cleanest, smartest, least predictable defense. I like that. Do the same thing against Dak, make him beat you. Okay. Harbaugh is as leaps and bounds ahead of Shoddy. Well, okay. We'll see. We shall see on that one. Kid Cowboy, are you a Cowboy fan or are you a Cowboy hater? Because it seems like you're Mr. Negativity today. Mark, you're welcome for Downs. Appreciate it, bro. Well, it is time to get our ass up out of here. And my back, I think I overdid it. Oh my God, did I overdo it yesterday? Digging on my outdoor kitchen. I got too excited about it and was literally working into the dark. I ended up getting a floodlight out there. And my back said, fuck you. My back literally said, fuck you twice. Because it is killing me. I think I slipped a disc to the left, and I think I slipped a disc to the right. Because my wife is like, you look like you're going like this. It's like, that's the way I feel right now. So take me about 5 Tylenols, and I'm going to go to bed. With that being said, I appreciate you guys, and be safe out there. Shout out to Son of John, sending prayers to you, my man.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. and next year starts the same